Hello YouTube, we're back again today, and today we're going to answer the question that's probably been on a lot of people's minds since Season 4 is wrapping up. We have a balance patch coming, which means that a lot of characters are going to get adjusted, some deserving of nerfs, some deserving of buffs, and some that just don't really need much love at all. They're probably in a pretty good spot. I'll be honest, this is like a thing you hear quite regularly, I think, from like content creators who make like fighting game content. They say the game is incredibly balanced, and you know it's not that bad. And Strive, I think, is even though it's cliche at this point, I think Strive is in a pretty good spot outside of a few outliers, and a few characters that probably need a bit more love. Mainly the new DLC characters, specifically Dizzy and Venom. They need a little bit of love, and certain characters like Potemkin need to be shot in the face. So we'll go through that today. We're going to make a little tier list. We're going to like rank them up and put where my opinion is and what I think needs to be done. And if I have a suggestion on how to deal with the character, then I will say it. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here we have our list of characters, all the characters in the game, and we have this guy who was, I think he was a meme thing they did, and we have Lucy. Obviously Lucy is not out yet, and Robo Kaijan, which are the characters that they secretly revealed for the next whatever they're doing, part 2 of Strive or whatever. But that is not what's important to us right now. We need to find out who needs to be buffed and nerfed and whatever. So I'm going to rename the tiers now. I think there should be about 5 if I'm thinking about this correctly, but we'll rename them and get into it. Okay, so we have our tiers. We have the obviously appropriately named Nerf Hammer one. This is going to be the characters that need to be changed. Slight Nerf, obviously they're ones that need a little bit of love. A little bit of a nerf. You got the good spot. This is where all the characters in the game should be, or should strive to be, haha. And slight buff, obviously someone needs a little love. And then the buff hammer, give that character some love, repair their legs or whatever. So first thing I'm going to start with, I'm going to put all the characters into good spot that I think don't really need much of a change, because it just makes it easier just to cut the crowd down. I won't talk too much about the good spot characters, because I think they're all in a good spot, so there's not much to really say. So I'll do that now. Okay, so these are all the characters I have in good spot. After a bit of reflection, I actually start to think now that there's a few characters I think need a bit more of an adjustment, but I think these characters are the ones that I wouldn't do anything with. You may not completely agree with what I think. I just think like they're all kind of in like a good spot, and if other characters get nerfed down and you give them buffs, then they could end up like taking over. So I feel like if you bring other characters down slightly to their level, then they could improve in the terms of like the matchup spread and stuff like that. So maybe you think Eno needs to be a bit in the slight buff category, but I think Eno's pretty good, and I think that if you make characters worse, then she'll be able to have a better time at dealing with them. Then you don't want her to get too oppressive, for example. So it's just things like that, you know, like obviously people might think Soul needs to be slightly nerfed, but I think Soul gets changed like every single patch, so I think just he's in an alright spot at the moment. I don't think he really needs to be changed, to be honest. When I fight Souls, or maybe I'm just so used to fighting Souls now, they just don't beat me as hard as they used to. So I feel like that probably is just an okay spot for him. Elfeld, I think Elfeld's fine. Like I don't think she's like too oppressive or anything, but she's got some good stuff if she gets going. Unica, obviously I said in the Unica guide, the only thing I'd really change about her is make weapons free, easier to access, but I don't think that's really worth mentioning as a buff. Like it's just more quality of life, but I think Unica's in a really good spot. Testament, I think Testament's fine. I think they did a lot of good stuff to him last patch, so I don't think they need to change anything for the Testament. Geo, same thing. I think Geo's fine. I don't think, while Geo doesn't really shine in any area, she's not bad either. So if you've got good fundamentals, I think Giovanna's a really strong character. Baiken, a lot of people think that Baiken's like super duper good right now, and I think she's good too, but I don't think they need to really change her too much. I generally just think she's just okay. Like I don't think she'll be too oppressive if the other characters come down either. Bedman, I think Bedman is a lot better now than they used to be. But that's why I don't think they need a buff. Like I think they're in a good spot. Like I don't think you want to make this character any stronger. I already think they're pretty good. A bit underrated, to be honest. So I wouldn't change Bedman. I need Bedman there mostly because I wouldn't want Bedman. I think Bedman being top tier would be horrendous. Like for the game, it would be really, really annoying. They're already like annoying to fight. So Jacko, like Jacko's fine. I think she's really good. She doesn't really need to be changed too much. Also, there's some things you could do for her, namely like. Obviously, like it's very easy to kind of delete the minions on the screen, which makes setting up a little bit harder, but that's kind of like a character archetype. She's still really strong when she's going, even though like burst completely wipes her out, or like her minions out, obviously because it goes full screen now, and YRC is obviously really bad for her and stuff, obviously, but like the opponent has to expend meter to kind of like deal with that. So I think she's in like a nice spot. I don't think she needs to be being made too oppressive or anything. Slayer, when Slayer came out, obviously Slayer was like a nightmare of a character to find, and he's still kind of annoying in scrambles. Like if you're scrambling with this character, you're gonna get absolutely deleted still. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is that I find it easier now to kind of like deal with his pressure. It's not as good as it used to be. Some Slayers are really good and they know how to get around it, but most Slayers online, it's pretty easy to kind of deal with their gimmicks. Abba, there's something about Abba, I don't think Abba needs to be made too strong, because if she's made too strong, then I feel she'll become super oppressive. Like she's already one of the best characters in the game when she's in Jealousy Rage. So I don't think they need to really change it too much. Like when you fight Abba, a player that knows how to play Abba well, you'll see why you don't like. It seems like, oh, she's really difficult to get into Jealousy Rage, but like there are ways that really good Abba players can get into Jealousy Rage, and they just know what they're doing. So it's just a bit of a practice thing, but I think she's in a good spot as well. And Axel, honestly, Axel's just one of those characters I just don't think needs to be overly buffed. I think they're pretty good. They do the job. They're not like, zoning isn't really strong in this game, but I don't think that they need to make him any stronger than he is like at the moment. The same thing with like Eno or other characters. Like you don't want them to be overbuffed when you nerf other characters, because then they're just gonna literally become like oppressive. So it's like a balancing act. I don't think they should go OTT with like characters in the good spots. So but yeah, we'll start at the bottom. I'll go over who needs buffs first, and then we'll do the nerfs, because the juicy bitches stay for the end. So, but I'll do the buff hammer and the slight buffs now, and then go over my reasonings. Okay, so now we got the characters that I need. They need like slight buffs and the buff hammer. We will start with slight buff and then work our way down to the bottom that way to build up where we're going. This isn't like a specific order either, like who I think. I'll probably do a tier list at some point, maybe in the next few days if I've got time. Lucy comes out in like 2 days, so maybe. Yeah, this is the characters I think that need to be the slight buff. I just don't think they're doing very well in compared to the rest of the game. Kai, I was questioning whether to put him in good spot or not. I think he's slightly lacking in certain areas. Compared to, like, power creep is the word I'm looking for. Like, I think he's been power crept by a lot of the characters. So he hasn't had a move yet as well. So maybe they need to give this character a move. I'm pretty sure Zotto has a move from what I've seen. So Kai still hasn't got his move, which is something to bear in mind. So that I feel like he could do with that. I don't know what they give Kai, but I feel like he needs some source to spice things up a little bit. He's been power crept by Unica. He's been power crept by Sin as well. I mean, these Unica and Sin do exactly what he does, but better. Which is something to bear in mind, like about this character. So that's kind of like, oh, I pick Kai. You could pick Unica or Sin. You know, see, Sin doesn't have a projectile, but he has his own kind of ways to get around and stuff like that. You know, he has a very similar kind of move set to Kai outside of the projectile. So obviously, I'm starting with Kai now because it's a bit meh. So yeah, I like I said, I feel like it's the power creep that's the problem rather than him being. I don't think he's like a bad character, so I feel like he needs some sauce, spice him up a little bit. Don't make him too strong. Just nudge him up slightly to good spot. Bridget, I think Bridget's really, really good. Like, I just think the only problem with Bridget is like because of the low health, she obviously dies like super quick. So like most of these characters do so much, so high damage. I think the damage is pretty high. High damage, it's okay. Very high damage, and it's okay. So her against that, she's already having to like kind of, and she has to hit them multiple times as well. Obviously this character would be really, really toxic if she could two-touch you, because she has really good mix-up. But I think they need to like change something, make her less squishy or something like that. Like give her a bit more health, a defense modifier upgrade or something like that. Obviously, because she has a DP, which is fine. But because they took away RC off DPs, it really affected her because obviously her defense wasn't that great anyway, because she has a 5-frame 2K, which obviously is similar to Axel. It's not as good as Axel's because it's low profiles and it's longer, and hers doesn't, and it's shorter. And she had to rely on the DP, but because she can't RC the DP now, she is her defense just is a little bit worse. And obviously, if Axel blocks, obviously yeah, Axel doesn't have a DP, but if a character like Soul, for example, has a DP, does his DP, and you block it, I mean, yeah, he'll take a lot of damage, which is fine, but he'll also not die. She'll potentially die because of this. So I don't know, like, I don't think she needs anything really changed for her kit. I think her kit's pretty good. Like she's good at what she does. I just feel like her suffocating pressure is good. I just think she needs more chances to kind of like not die. Like being wrong with her shouldn't be like, oh, 80% of your life disappears, and that's the case with a lot of characters. So I think she needs like a slight health buff. Oscar, I think he's pretty good still. They did some like changes that really like mess with him. I think some of the changes are a bit unwarranted. They took away one of his moves completely, which was a really strong move, to be fair. But they took that away, and they also made his super, which was like crux of his gameplay. They made it like less plus, so you can't get as many spell slots back as you originally could. I guess the idea is they wanted that to be more offensive, and then you use the bookmark super to kind of like get your... That's how you should like refill and stuff like that. I guess that's what they were thinking, but that kind of really hurt him as a character. He's obviously... The greatest thing about this character is no one knows how to beat him. But if you know how to fight this character, he is a lot weaker than he seems. Like, it's a lot of knowledge checks and stuff like that. It's like, when you kind of... I'm lucky because I played the character for a little bit, so I kind of have like an idea of what you could do. Maybe one day I'll make a video on how to kind of deal with this character, because they're really not that bad to deal with once you kind of have an idea of what to do. For certain characters, it's obviously a nightmare, but most characters like can deal with him quite easily. But yeah, I think he needs some changes. I don't know what they would do. Maybe they could revert the super one. Just give him something on, because he used to be really, really strong. Maybe give him another spell. He could do more magic spells. He already has like, I think it's like 24 or 30 something spells or something. So yeah, he needs something. Milius, I guess, kind of similar to like Bridget in a way. Like she does. I think she's quite good. I think if people don't really know how to fight her, she's a lot better. So she has that about Oscar. Like she has the knowledge check stuff. I don't think she's like terrible. Her damage obviously isn't great as well. Her mix is obviously the main thing. And obviously she absolutely just gets destroyed if you make a mistake. So it's similar to Bridget. I feel like they need to kind of do something about that. Like, I feel like health kind of buff things are kind of boring in a way, but sometimes I think it might be just that simple to kind of make a character a little bit better. And Faust, the thing about Faust is I play Unica mostly now. And on paper, this should be a bad matchup for Unica, because she's quite clunky, and he's very good at like kind of throwing stuff on the screen and stuff like that. But Unica has like quite a few ways of kind of getting around his stuff. But I just feel like he is, how do you say, he's just lacking. It just feels like, it doesn't feel strong when you're fighting him. Maybe they need to give him like, they just need to like do something to his items. Like his items just don't feel threatening. The only item that really felt threatening was Mini Faust, and they nerfed it and made it worse than it was. And I mean, I'm fine with that because I don't like fighting Faust, but because he's annoying. But I think if you're playing the character, that's like, come on, like. So I think maybe they need to just jack up his items a little bit. I don't know what they could do. Maybe maybe I think in Exit he had like jackpot items. Maybe they could do something like that again. I don't know how they would balance it. Like I think in the past, random item RNG characters, like item throw characters, used to be like really OP. Like old Faust used to be really good, and Teddy in Persona used to be really good, and that's kind of like been a theme. So maybe they've been trying to like make sure that item throw characters aren't that great. But yeah, I think the key with Faust is because they've done so much for him. He's changed so much since the beginning. I think they just need to like improve his items. Like I wouldn't say drastically, but like they need to make them better or worth going for and stuff. Like once you know how to deal with the items, he really isn't that much of a threat. Like I said, the only one that was really a threat outside of the meteorite, which never appears, was the mini Faust, and now he's just not as good as he used to be. So, but yeah, I feel like that's what they need to do for Faust. So we get to buff Hammer. These are the only characters in the game that I think are actually not that good. By the way, I don't really know much about Zotto, but I know that as long as he doesn't get offense going on you, this character sucks. Like he's very easy. If he gets started on you, then yeah, okay, you're in a bad spot. But like it's similar to like the Jacko problem. Like you can burst him, kill Eddie. Obviously they buffed it so he doesn't lose so much health, but it's still like an option you can kind of do. He's very easy to get gold burst on, I find. Obviously YRC is another thing similar to like Jacko. Like it deletes Eddie. Obviously again he doesn't lose the health. Like it used to just delete the bar and whatever. So this character used to be a lot better. They used to be really, really annoying to fight, to be fair. Which is fine. I don't think annoying is bad. I just think, annoying's annoying. So I thought I hated fighting him, and I think he needed some changes, but they just went overboard with these changes. Like they attacked him in every single kind of avenue. They attacked his flight, they attacked Eddie, and the refill time. They attacked like just absolutely everything about the character that made him good. When they should have probably just done. To be honest, I would have been happy if they just got rid of the flight. The flight was the thing I found the most annoying about him. Like he could just sit up in the air for like it felt like forever. So yeah, I like because I don't know much about this character. I don't know what they would do for him, but I know that if I get my offense going on him, he sucks. So they need to do something that makes his I don't know, something that makes him less sucky, I guess. That's the only thing I can really say. I know more about these two characters, so I can probably say more. So Dizzy's like she's fun, but I think the problem with her is like, so she had something really good before because they usually release a new character and then they'll buff the old one, but they haven't been doing that for the past two. So Dizzy didn't get buffed, Venom didn't get buffed when Unica came out. So Dizzy used to have I forgot what the move's called, but it's like a fire spear, and it didn't used to push her out, but it's because it wasn't I think it wasn't classed as a projectile, so you could just spam it and be plus, and there was a way to deal with it. Like it was quite niche. I think you had to stand and wait and then mash 5p or something like that. I think that was the answer. But now you can FD it and push out, which is fine. It was really, really toxic and obnoxious, and it shouldn't have been in the game. But the fact of the matter is, like, she had nothing else, and that was like her main gimmick. That was the only thing that was really good about her, and they took it away from her, and they didn't give her anything in compensation. So she's sort of like sat at the bottom, unused. No one really plays this character. I think that the thing they kind of need to do for Dizzy, they need to improve on Wings of Light. I think, like, if they keep everything about her is incredibly minus, outside of the fish and the fire spear. So if the icicles are like really minus, the Michael's sword is really minus. So like, and obviously there's so much you can get through. Like her super is not that great. It's okay. Her 100-meter super is also not that great. It's very slow. Obviously it will hit you full screen if you do something, but yeah. But I think they need to improve on Wings of Light. I feel like they should just go real crackhead with it. Just make Wings of Light full screen. Like, she's supposed to be a zoner, so the threat of like her getting in on you should be a factor. Like you getting on her should be a factor, I think. Like, she shouldn't have to rush you down to activate Wings of Light. It's either, which I say crackhead because that could be too good, but that's if they keep everything else like fairly similar, or they can just buff everything else keep Wings of Light the same, you know. But ultimately, if she's meant to be a zoner, then I feel like the threat of that would be really, really good for her character, you know. Like Wings of Light doesn't kill, so this is just something I thought about. You know, so that's the only thing I can think for Dizzy. That Wings of Light. Originally, I thought it was a good move, and I thought like it was being used wrong. So I thought like, it's the threat of Wings of Light that should have been the what makes it good. Like it makes you want to press buttons, but to be honest, it doesn't really have that effect. You can kind of just block everything and wait for your turn because she's so minus on everything. So yeah, if they make the Wings of Light like actually like annoying, then like actually full screen maybe or extend its range, then I think that would kind of help her out a little bit. That's just what I think. And also they can make the Fire Orb on JD. They can make it go a bit further as well. Like it's already quite good, but I think she needs she needs something to improve her zoning if she's supposed to be a zoner. Which I think she is, because that's what she was in other games. So yeah, Venom. I think Venom is like one of the funnest characters in this entire game. He's one of my favorite characters to play when I'm not playing Unica. Like I like Unica as well, but Venom. I was a believer when Venom first came out, and I still think he's really good in certain aspects. But I think he struggles so much, and so he has as far as I'm aware, he has no safe jump at all off his like moves. So like doing safe pressure is kind of annoying. His looping offense is really good, but it's not consistent. So for example, if you, I think if you cross them up to do the cross up, you only get like one loop, and it's really hard to kind of keep in on the opponent. Obviously, his looping mix-up is really good, and maybe this is their way of balancing it. But it doesn't do enough damage to justify like getting back into it. Like his neutral is okay, but the balls just aren't threatening enough. Like I feel like the biggest buff they need I don't think they need to change his. This is the one thing I would change. I don't think they really need to change his damage. I don't think they need to like change the looping mix-up thing I was just talking about. Even though I think that he needs an improvement on that because of the inconsistencies. I think his pull balls and the neutral control need to be improved upon. They need to make the balls more threatening. They need to make them stronger. And he needs to have like maybe a counter hit special. Like he has no big, counter special moves. They don't exist, as far as I'm aware. Like, so they need to improve the balls. Maybe make the balls stay on the screen longer. Make them how they used to be. So in the original game in Exit, Rev 2, you'd hit them even this one, they just go across the screen, like be a traveling thing, and you can do that in this one, but they don't go as fast. So if you hit them with 5p, you follow behind and you have to hit it again and stuff, and there are ways to kind of make him work, but once someone gets in on you, you kind of just get destroyed, and obviously his defense sucks. So I think they need to improve the balls. That's literally the thing that will help him the most, I think, and then give Stinger a special hit, a counter hit move so he can combo off it or something near the corner. Or I'm not too sure, but he really needs something like that, and an ability to safe jump like off his moves and stuff like that. Like these are the things he needs. But the balls are that's his thing, so it should be good. That's the way I see it. So see, he has one of the best supers in the game. I don't think they should change that at all. I think it's good, and I think they should just leave it that way. I don't think it's so good that it's a problem. I think it's just good. Like it's just a nice super that he has. Yeah, that's what I do for Venom. I just improve the ball game. But who knows? Who knows? I'm more excited for Venom's buffs than I am for Lucy, to be quite honest with you, because I really enjoyed Venom a lot more than I thought I would. So I'm hoping to see. I don't want him to be an oppressive force, but I like him to be viable at least, because I don't think he's that viable. I was kidding myself. I used to think he was really viable. I'm like a Venom glazing right now. But yeah. Alright, so we're going to get into slight nerf and then the nerf hammer, and then that will be kind of like the list of where I think everything is. Okay, and these are the characters I think that need to be slightly nerfed, and the nerf hammer, and I think the top 3 shouldn't surprise anybody, but you know, I nearly put someone else in there, but I'll explain that when I get to the character. So slight nerf, obviously, as it implies. I think these characters, the main reason I think these characters need a slight nerf, because while I don't think they're all like super great, like I don't super great, they are really good characters. They'll get you wins consistently. I think if you take these guys down, these guys are just going to take their place. So they kind of need to be shot as well to be brought down a level. That's why I think. That's the reason why. Because like I think overall, like characters like Happy Chaos or Ram or May, for example, I don't think they're like. I think they're really good, but I don't think they're like, you know, as good as they used to be. I just think that obviously they're gone. These 3 are just now, like, everyone's playing them and everyone's oppressive, like, because they're still good. Like, Happy Chaos is still a good character, May is still good, Ram is still good. So that's my reasoning for having this category. Otherwise, I'd put a lot of these characters in here, but that's not the way it works. So Gold Lewis, obviously Gold Lewis, a lot of people used to think he was like up here. Gold Lewis, he's still really, really good. Same reason why I think they need to bring them down a little bit is because I just think he'll go back up there. His pressure is still really good. He loses to a lot of characters, you know. When I have to fight against him, I just pick a character like Jacko, for example. Jacko beats him up. So he has bad matchups. You know, obviously he gets in on you, he wins. If he doesn't get in on you, then he dies. So that's kind of the way Gold Lewis kind of thing is. But I think they need. I don't know what they would do. I barely see this character. I just think they need to maybe. Because they gave him the double Behemoth Typhoon, which is really stupid. So maybe they could kind of like make it cost more to maybe you can only I don't know. They didn't make it cost more to do the double Behemoth Typhoon. Like I'd say take it away, but like it's in the game now and it's fun I guess for the Gold Lewis players to use. So I wouldn't want to take out fun, but they could revert, make it cost more, make it like so. Sometimes you think, oh okay. If I do this, then I'm not going to have my Mia. Or increase the penalty. Maybe like, oh, if I've done 2, then the comeback, because it comes back passively. So maybe make it so it doesn't come back as fast if you do 2. And then that way, like, it just stops his pressure from being super oppressive. May, I don't know. I used to play May a lot, to be honest. They've changed this character a lot from the beginning. They took away her... what was it? They took away the risk reward she had, off of Dolphin S. So she's good in other areas now. She is the one character in the game that has the most burst safe routes. So maybe they could do something about that. Maybe they should make it easier to burst her, because she's still really, really strong as a character. But yeah, like I said, they've gone to hell and high water for this character, and they've changed so much about her. So I think that is the best thing about her that I can think of outside of her damage and stuff like that. So they could probably improve upon that a little bit. Take away some of the burst safe routes, make it harder to be burst safe with her. Happy Chaos as well. This character obviously is amazing. He's probably one of the best characters that's been in the entire game. He's probably better than current Potemkin. Obviously he's received a lot of nerfs. He's still really, really strong though. I don't know what they would do to this character. It's similar to May. Like, these two have had a lot of changes over time. But I just think you don't want this character to go back up, so you need to kind of take him down a little bit. I don't know what they could do to maybe remove RNG shot and finally, 'cause it's in the game still. And maybe, I don't know, maybe make his 2K worse. His 2K is really good. So maybe something like that. Ram, they completely changed this character and then they made her really, really OP. And then they removed some of the things that made her strong. They toned her down a bit. I still think she's too strong. I think Guard Crush should be gone from her freaking swords. Just remove Guard Crush from her swords. They don't need to Guard Crush. It's so irritating. Like, I had a way of fighting this character in the past. Like, so when she throws the sword, there was a gap you could leave between the gap. She was still plus, but you had options. But Guard Crush, I think a lot of people think is the worst mechanic in this game. And if in this new Guilty Gear 2.0, whatever they're doing, if it's a sequel, they should not have Guard Crush come back into the next game because it's bloody irritating. It doesn't need to exist. They can get rid of Guard Crush from her swords, and then I think she's fine. I think that will be the one thing that they should change about this character. She doesn't lose too much. She's still really, really good. Damage is amazing. Pressure is amazing. Neutral is amazing. But I think that Guard Crush needs to go, personally. You know, because I'm going a bit of a rant now. So she has that, and then she has the Rock, which the Rock is also really good. So, like, she's just got so many ways of making herself plus. So, I think Guard Crush needs to go. Sin, a lot of people think Sin's like super duper good. I think Sin is really good. I just don't think he's as good as everyone else makes. Some people might think he's like a top 5. I don't think he's a top 5 character. He's really good until he puts you through the wall, and depending on how he spent his resources, he might not have any of his meter to kind of like, because obviously they've slowed down the time that stamina comes back. So, which I don't think people really, I think people fight this character wrong a lot of the time. You know, so I think if you can learn how to fight the character a bit better, you might have a better time against him. But I don't know what they would do to slightly nerf him, because I don't know. Like I said, maybe I don't think they should take away his stamina bar anymore, because I think it's really, really good. I think that what they did for the nerf was fine, like originally. Yeah, maybe reduce his damage a little bit. I'm not sure. But I think he needs a slight nerf. It's mainly for the reason that I don't want him to end up in this area, because if they go down, then he's going to go back up. Nargo, similar reason to these guys here. I just think he needs to be slightly nerfed so he doesn't become the oppression monster he used to be. I think this character is obviously really good still, but I think this is the first time in Strive since the beginning I actually think he's fine. Like, he's a good character, but he's obviously strong, but he needs to be slightly adjusted just so he isn't the next level of oppression character. You know, Naga Yuki's back on top. I don't know. Get rid of his high-low. Maybe he didn't. Beyblade didn't need to be a low, for example, and his overhead didn't need to exist. So get rid of that. Maybe. I know Archers don't like going back on what they did, but I think that one was kind of annoying. Chip, similar kind of thing to others. See, this is the pattern here. It's literally they are okay characters. Chip's really strong. He will be a lot better if those characters come down. So I think that's why Chip needs to be changed. So Chip's obviously got really good pressure. He's neutral with the rope. The rope's the coolest thing they've ever added into this game, other than Venom. So yeah, so I think they need to do something about that. This character here, Angie, he was going to be in the Nerf Hammer. I hate this character so much. This character is so annoying. He's like one of the most annoying characters in this. If you play this character, like, I don't know what you like. You like torturing people or something. Like, this character is horrible to fight. Like, I think they need to shoot that freaking that dodge, the spin. Do something to that spin. That spin is so annoying. They need to do something to spin. They made spin better. One of the big weaknesses of spin originally was that you could PRC it, and he couldn't do anything about it. I'm pretty sure, unless he could PRC, I can't remember, but I know you could PRC out of it if you hit the spin while he was doing it. But I think that the fact you can kind of just do it whenever is just really, really, really annoying. Like, it's annoying and fun. They need to. That's what I would change about Angie. Just keep everything else. Like, he keep his skip into throw or skip into low and whatever. Like, it's just like whatever. Like, keep that. Just do something about spin. It's just a irritating move. Yeah, so that's my Angie rant. He was going to be a Nerf Hammer, but ultimately he isn't as good as these 3 characters, so I can't really put him in there in good conscience. So, and it's more of like a I hate this character kind of thing. So I'm being fair by putting him in here, because I could just be like biased and just throw him up there just because I hate him. But anyway, yeah, that's Angie. He needs to be, spin needs to be shot. All right, these 3, no surprise if you've been playing the game. These 3 characters are really good. I originally thought Johnny was the best until Temkin got all the love he did. Johnny, I think his nerf needs to be quite simple. Just revert the dash, change, do something about the dash. I think the dash is what makes him, obviously he has a high-low. His high-low is quite hard to pull off if you can't do a TK input. Which is as Tiger Knee, if you don't know, it means to basically you input the the move he does in the air that isn't overhead, you have to input it on the ground and then end it with like a jump, and then it's a bit hard to pull off. Once you get used to it, it's not that bad, but like it's that's obviously what makes him really good. Like he has the high low, which is fine. I just think that his dash needs to be reverted. I think that's what obviously he has the dash into grab or dash into. It's so fast. He could do 2 dashes before your brain kind of recognizes what's going on. Like he's so fast. So yeah, I think that's one thing they could do. Volt's also a really good move. So they could probably like mess up Volt a little bit. Like Volt into PRC is just really good. Yeah, kind of lets him get away with murder. So yeah, I think that's what Johnny's main strengths that need to be kind of kicked is dash or maybe Volt or both. Just take them. Leo's just consistently strong in this game. So I don't really know what they can kind of do for this character. He's just a well designed in the sense like he works out very well. You know, he has a good projectile. He has everything pretty much. He has a projectile. His DP obviously took a hit, but he can still get into back turn really easily. So he throws him into back turn. You know, and he has his like a shield. So he has every kind of way of kind of doing it. Like he's just I think he's a very hard character to bring down. So I don't know what they do to this character because I'm pretty sure they've tried to nerf him a lot. But they keep making they do this thing where they like nerf and compensate, but they give him something stronger a lot of the time. But Leo doesn't seem to ever move off the top, so I don't know what they could do. They need to do something. You know, his only real downside is he's a bit slow and clunky, but that's about it. So that I can think of. And then obviously the best character in this game. Like no one can convince me otherwise. This character is really, really, really good. He does have bad matchups, but he's still really, really strong. They need to revert so much stuff. I think Potemkin's like, it's an unfortunate case because like they changed him, and because it's like cause people complained about the changes, which, you know, if they played the character for that long and they grinded with him to do the Kara cancels, but if they hadn't complained and people hadn't like supported it and just let it just kind of brew for a bit, he was actually better than he was before Kara changes were made. Like they took the Kara away from him. He was better than he had been at the time. But they obviously listened to the community and they gave him Kara back, but they didn't take away anything else they gave him. So, and there has been it been 2 characters? No, has it been Venom? He did it on was it the Venom patch? I can't remember, but they I think it's been a patch. They have not really done anything about this character. The thing that they did that kind of annoyed me the most was they made, I think Garuda Impact's annoying as hell. They made Garuda Impact a projectile, which means you can't FD the move out. So you could just you could Kara into Garuda and be close in your face. So you can't push him. You could barely push him out before. I mean, you could, but it was better. And now you can't push him out, and he can Kara it in. So you can Kara it in and push. It's an absolute nightmare. They put armor on his command grab, so he has like one of the best defensive moves in the entire game. It beats I think it's like 8 frames it comes out, but because it's armored, 7 frame like kick 5Ks don't beat it because it's armored. So you need like multi-hit attacks to kind of deal with that move. And it's got Kara back on it, so it was meant to be like, oh, it's a really strong move. But you know, now he has the Kara and he can come back. It's just they just failed with this character. Like they made. I think, alright, so you think I dislike the characters I hate the most in this game are Angie and Potemkin. I've hated Potemkin for ages. It's not because he's stronger now. He's just, I don't like grapplers. So that's a me problem. But like the fact that they made this character, like I was just like, if they made Potemkin like the best character in the game, I'll be so sad. And they did, and he, you know, it just all the stars aligned for the Potemkin players, and then he became so good. But they need to do something. They need to shoot this character straight in the face. He like I said, he does have bad matchups. If I see a Potemkin player online, they want to play me, I pick Jacko. I pick Jacko because I can confidently deal with him back Jacko. But yeah, he's great. He's got so many neutral skips. He's got one of the best defensive moves in the entire game now. Obviously, Aegis Shield's really, really good. Yeah, for a character that's supposed to be slow and hard to get in on you, he has a really easy time moving in on you. So, and then when he's in, he's obviously I think it'd be fine for him to have all the things he does have if he was awful at getting in, but he's not awful at getting in. He's good at getting in, and he's good at staying in when he's there, and then he just kills you. And also, like, if you beat him up and throw him through the wall, he's got like 50 meters, so then he can like neutral skip in your face. Like he wins when you beat him up. Like it's actually crazy. Like you have to have a character that actually has good damage like against this character, or an ability to kind of counter him. Like Jacko. I think Jacko's probably this is the best character I can think of. Like she's always been good against him. So, but yeah, Potemkin obviously for me needs to be shot. But yeah, obviously these characters aren't in the game yet, so we're not going to do them. And this is the list essentially. This is where I think characters need to be nerfed and buffed, and I think this is the for me this is the optimal list. Hopefully you guys agree. If you don't, that's fine. Tell me why. If you do agree, then tell me why or what you would change and blah 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 blah. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. Hopefully I'll try to get a tier list out in the next week if I can, but if I can't, then that's just the way it is. But Lucy comes out soon, so expect content on her. But yeah, until then, take care.